Hello and welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren. I am here today to share my March haul with you. I actually, while it doesn't look it, I actually got a bit less this month. A lot of these things were sent to me, but a lot of supplies were things I purchased on my own last month. I did a lot better this month at trying to keep some of my expenses under control, but I did pick up some items that we're here to kind of help with my coloring. And a lot of these you may have seen demoed. Some of them you may have not. So let's go ahead and get into it. We will go ahead and start with, what do you want to start with? Let's start with the books, because I'm going to clear off all these supplies here and get the books going so that we can see those. And that's probably going to be a bit easier. All right. Let's start off with Shershneva. She has been awesome. She has been really getting into the Color by Color series and has released a couple of new books. This first one is the Color by Color Stained Glass Mandala. This book, in case you can't tell by the immense amount of tabs that I have here, I'm already over halfway done with this book. Probably soon to have this one completed. I would not be surprised if I actually do. I have discovered my love for using the Cali Art brush markers in here. They slide across this paper so nicely. It's that nice premium quality paper, just these beautiful mandalas. You just follow the color that is on the inside of the outline and match your marker to it and just go to town. One thing that makes this really enjoyable too is there's a really limited color palette on a lot of the mandalas here. And so you're only looking at 5, 6, 7 colors at most to do most of these mandalas. So it's just nice to pick up a few markers and to kind of just get going, and before you know it, you're done. And most of these pages have taken me less than an hour to complete, and they're just extremely relaxing because they're a pattern as well. You're kind of repeating the same thing over and over again, but she has enough uniqueness in each of the patterns that it makes it really enjoyable to color. And honestly, it's like you look at it and you think like, oh, well, I know exactly what my page is going to look like. But no, once you've actually colored it, it still looks so different than how it does with just the outlines. And I love it. She's made some improvements, so the colored outlines are larger too. So it makes the coloring process a lot more enjoyable. And so I think she's done a fantastic job with this book. I absolutely love this series. This is my favorite in the series thus far. It's a smaller book. It's more compact, and my cats are fighting. Boys, I'm gonna need y'all to calm it down. I have 2 cats, in case you don't know that. And they're hungry, and when they get hungry, they fight. So we're gonna get through this so that I can go feed them. So that's book number 1. Book number 2 by her is this beautiful Color by Color Spring. I absolutely love this book as well. I just got this in the mail the other day, and this was sent to me by Kira, and the images in here are what I love. This is slightly more complex, so it's always still on that. She uses that just beautiful glossy paper with the colored backgrounds. You will see there's quite a few more colors in these, so they're a little bit more intricate. They do take a little bit more time to do, but I'm also really happy with the images that are in here. I can't say enough positive things about these books. I think Kira did a spectacular job. In this one, she made a change where she removed any of the black lines, so it's just the color up against another color. You'll kind of hear my flip-in review, or should have heard in my flip-in review about this, about how I was a little bit afraid of what that was going to be like, but the coloring experience still is just really fantastic. So I absolutely love this book as well. I think I will dive into this one after I finish the Mandala book a little bit more, and I know she's working on future releases for these books as well, so this series is going to continue. It's an absolutely fantastic book. This series in particular I'm a huge fan of, and this is really a must-have for me. So thank you, Kira, for sending that book to me. Next is a Sachin by Sachdeva release. This is one of his older releases. Well, I say older. It's within 2021, but it's not his newest release that he has. This is the 50 Animal Mandalas color by number version. There are 2 versions of this book. The other book has a different, I think it has the cheetah on the front, and that is the non-color by number version. I have the colored by number version of this book, which I absolutely love. This book was also sent to me by Sachin Sachdeva, and it's these beautiful animal mandalas, but it's really these animals just surrounded in beautiful flowers. I've done a full flip and review of this book. What I love about this book is the colors that he uses in these. I've seen many pages colored in this book now by other colorists, and each page is just stunning with the image, with the colors that he uses. I would suggest using a finer tip alcohol marker like your Teotree markers in here. That is what I used for the image that I colored, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I did this horse. I really love it. I have now gone in and completed the background. I had just a small little bit of the background done in Distress Inks, but I did go back and just finish the full page in Distress Inks, and I just love it. I love how it turned out. Cute horse. This is a really wonderful book, and for 50 images, the price is still fantastic. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this book. This one is kind of just a very unique style for Sachin Sachdeva. It's not like some of his other coloring books he's released, and I think there's kind of something for everybody in here. So you can definitely go and check this book out. It's really, really great. The newest release by Sachin Sachdeva, probably not the newest release after I get this video actually posted up to YouTube. He comes out with books so quickly this year, it's pretty phenomenal. This is the Easter color by number book. I've colored 3 images out of here. I absolutely love it. You guys saw this book in my finished pages for February, but I didn't do it in a haul video, so you can see it here. This is his more simplistic color by number style. I absolutely, absolutely love this style of book. It's my first book that's like this, and I just absolutely love it. I'll give you a sneak peek and show you. This is the page that I've colored in March, and I love it. What I do is I like to put down a base marker. So I use my Cali Art brush markers on here. I just put down a base color and then outline everything in a slightly darker color of alcohol marker, and love how it turns out. It's simple and beautiful, but it creates, again, just enough depth to make it a little bit more interesting to the eye. So really, really, really love this book as well. And I plan on continuing to color in here throughout March. And you'll see hopefully some more completed pages at the end of the month here. Next, a book I just so unfortunately haven't colored in yet, but really want to. This is a book I got off of my reward system. This is The Fairies Around Us by the Belba family. This is the only book of theirs. See, I even have like my color matches ready. This is my only book of theirs that is their like traditional color by number style. They're all different types of fairies, and I really learned I really enjoy and like fairies. I like this. The line art, it's gray, it's not black, but it's bold. So alcohol markers are going to work great in here. I love just the kind of differences in the images. They're different than anything else that I own. But they're still a simple color by number and an approachable style, and I really want to dive in here. I really need to get something done on this month. So this has kind of been on my bucket list to finish, or not to start, really. The next one was kind of my woeful tale. This is the Magical Tales color by number. This book was misrepresented on Amazon to be a completely different, well, I say completely different, but a different book. The book that I really wanted had the same cover, but was not this book. I did get my money refunded by Amazon because this is not the book that I had originally intended. It's still a nice book. It's not the worst, but it's not what I was looking for. The book that I was looking for was by Arcturus Publishing. It had a much larger number of images in the book itself and had a little bit of a higher quality printing to it. So these are all kind of different types of fairy tales that are in here. They've all got different colors of line art and stuff in here. They're similar to the Magical Unicorn color by number book that I have, but by a little bit of a different publisher. So this one's all right. I'll keep around in my stash. It'll probably be something I give to my daughter as she gets a little bit older, if she wants to color something like mommy. And yeah, or it might be in a future giveaway. We'll see. This one is a brand new release by Debbie Densham. This is Woodland Hygge. This is a book that was sent to me by her for review. She is a colorist. She is at Color Crazy Colorist, I believe. On Instagram, I'll link her information in this book down below. She so wonderfully sent me this book. I do have a entire flip-in review of this book as well. She does the kind of Scandinavian art style that most of us absolutely love and enjoy. If you like Jen Racine's books, you'll definitely like this style that comes in this book as well. It's this kind of simple yet approachable artwork and style. And I really enjoyed coloring in this. I completed this image. I have featured this in 2 videos in the flip-in review, and then I got to play around with some of the palette pastels from Jane Davenport and got to complete this page. So this was a really, really fun just experiment. I had a ton of fun in working on this, and I think the page turned out really, really well. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm very grateful to Debbie for allowing me to feature her book on my channel. Next, we're going to go through supplies. So my very, very big purchase were some additional Copics. So last month I did get some Copics, but I have now purchased quite a few more. If you can kind of tell the ones that are in here, and I have 3 more that actually are on my way from Dick Blick. I ordered from dickblick.com. I picked out some colors. I went through every single one of my big color by number books. So Sachin, Sachtevas, Color Questopia, Belba, Jade Summer, Sun Life Drawing, Shershneva, and matched markers. And so I now have, once I get the other 3 markers in, I will have sets of Copic markers to match all of my major color by number books. My swatches right now kind of just look like this on paper, of me kind of matching different and swatching out different markers to just make sure that they match the colors that I wanted. And so once I get the final ones in, I have a plan to put labels on the markers. And then that way, all I have to do whenever I pull out my color by number books is just to pull out my Copic markers and just start going to town. With Copics, the thing that I've used these now for over a month, and I love them. They are just a much, much more superior marker to anything else that I've ever used. The coloring experience with these is fantastic. I love them. I never use the chisel tip. I really only use the brush tip. The great thing about them is that okay, so sorry about that. I have been filming all day, and I very stupidly did not keep my phone plugged in, so my phone completely died. But we are now up in business. So what I was saying about my Copics is that the great thing about these is that I can replace everything. All components of the Copic are replaceable. I can replace the brush nib on them if they get worn down, and honestly they've really withstood the test of time. They're not fraying like I had with my Cali Art brush markers. I'm really enjoying using these, as well as like with the ink. That will be my next thing, is I know that there are some colors in here I use more than others, and so I will need to get some ink replacements for them. And so you can just simply refill the markers with ink instead of having to buy a new marker. So it's kind of like, I feel like once I've made the investment in these, I feel like I'm able to kind of maintain these for a long time. These bags as well, I did get a couple more of these bags in black because I love them so much. I use them to store my Copics right now, and some other supplies and markers that I have. They actually fit. There's about, in this right here, I think there's close to 48 Copic markers in here. So they can store a pretty large amount. I could probably store close to 60, yeah, probably about 60 Copic markers in here if you want to know like how much capacity this has. So this is a really, really nice size, and because you can stand it up like this, and they lay nicely on their side like that because you want to store your Copics horizontally like that, I really do like these bags. So this was a really nice purchase as well, and I enjoy these. And if you want to see, these are the colors I also printed this color chart out from online. I'll zoom you in a little bit. This is kind of a hex color chart. So these are the colors that I currently have right now. So I have a pretty nice variety, some skin tones and browns, some oranges and yellows, some greens are probably what I'm the skimpiest on are my green colors. But honestly, a lot of the color by number books they use a pretty consistent set of greens. I've got some blues, purples, pinks, and reds. So I've got a really nice variety. What is coming in the mail to me, I think, are 2 more blues and a like lighter teal color. Or what's coming to me in the mail. Oh, and a yellow. The yellow that got sent to me, which was the Y06. The marker component itself was actually cracked on the side, so it was completely dried out when it got to me. So they're sending me a replacement for this in the mail, so I'll have another yellow in there as well. So I will have those, and yeah, I'm excited to keep up with my Copics. These have been just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I color pretty much most everything with them. Next, we're going to go on to more supplies. This is one that was a just really, really wonderful surprise to me. These are the Magicfly acrylic paint markers. I have been, if you kind of watched one of my other videos or a video coming up, I'm testing a lot of things on different backgrounds. And so acrylic paint was one of them. I don't really like using paintbrushes. I don't really like using acrylic paint on paintbrushes. So what really appealed to me, these are really kind of, I think, intended more for like rock painting, shoe painting, things like that. But what I really like about these is that it has different tip sizes. So it comes in a nice variety of colors. It actually does come with this bag as well, which I really liked that you can keep them in. It even comes with some different nibs that you can use on the marker. And what's interesting, and I don't know if you can see this very well, is that these nibs are reversible. So the larger chisel nib inside of here, you can flip around to be a more rounded nib. So that's kind of cool too. So there's actually 3 different types of nibs that you can use. This is the marker that I've tested, which is the red. It comes standardly with one small size, kind of small nib on one end. And then on the other end has a fat chisel nib, but you can, like I said, flip it around to make it a rounded nib. And you can hear the paint. You have to shake up the paint that's in here. They are not numbered or named, but it comes with a really beautiful variety of colors. It does also come with your standard white and standard black. It even comes with a metallic gold and silver. So I need to kind of swatch these out a little bit, but I think these will be really beautiful to use on backgrounds and accents. So I plan on playing around with these. I did play around a little bit with the red. They do dry matte. They don't dry glossy, so they're really very, very similar. This is kind of my crazy swatch page from my 5 Below haul. But this is the marker here that I tried, which is this red. So it does dry extremely matte. It dries very, very fast, and it's extremely opaque. You'll even see some of the small lines that I drew, so it can actually create really, really fine details. These were fairly affordable. I would highly, highly, highly recommend them. They're fantastic. So go and check those out. I got them off of Amazon, and yeah, I think for 24 acrylic paint markers, they're much better than Posca. And I use the Posca white, and I do not like Posca that much. They are not my jam, so I like these much, much better. Next, let's keep going. The next thing that I see are these Stickles. I got these from, whoa, I am way zoomed in. I got these from Hobby Lobby. These are 3 new colors to me. This is Stardust, Silver, and Crystal, which I actually don't know that I got out my other Stickles. Did I show y'all my other Stickles? I don't know that I did from my last haul, so I'm just going to show you again in case you haven't seen them. I got this set off of Amazon, and I hadn't owned any Stickles before, and these are all the iridescent colors, and I absolutely fell in love with them. And so when I saw this set at Hobby Lobby and these were pretty affordable, I decided to go ahead and get them. Man, Ranger makes some really, really good products. Their glossy accents I love. These Stickles I love. You're about to see the Distress inks, which I love. So yeah, this is 3 more to the pile. So this one is grapefruit, palm leaf, hibiscus, sunburst. Is this yellow? And mermaid tail, which is gorgeous, is the purple. So all of those are iridescent, including this one, which is unicorn, is also this really pretty iridescent color. And then these 2 are actually extremely similar. I would say unicorn has a little more of a yellow iridescence, like yellow orangey iridescence, and crystal has more of a like bluey purpley iridescent color to it. But both of these come in really handy because they're basically clear. So you can put them over pretty much anything just to make it sparkly, including this one, which is Stardust, which is also extremely similar, but has a little less green and maybe some more purpley iridescent color in there. So these 3 are kind of similar. This one's a little more yellowy gold. This one's a little more greeny, bluey, purple, and this one's a little more purpley and multicolored. And then just straight up silver as well. So all of those just look really beautiful to me. So I really enjoyed using the Stickles and plan on continuing to use them. And then yeah, here's the black case that I was talking about. So that's one thing that I use to store some of my accent stuff in. So it has my Faber-Castell gelatos and the Stickles in there. Next thing I have, I'll go ahead and pull them out now, are my Distress inks from Ranger. I purchased this little 10, and then it was I purchased 2 sets of the Distress inks. Some that's kind of in a rainbow color, and then some that were a little bit more of the antique-y kind of looking browns and creams and neutral colors. So yeah, I did a whole video on using these on backgrounds. I've used these on a few different backgrounds now. I'm learning more about them, and the more I'm learning about them, I'm really liking them. So this is the mini size. They do sell a full size ink pad, but I like the mini ones because I honestly am not going to use them on every single picture. You can also re-ink them, and I like more so having less things I have to store and the variety of different colors. I also like the tin that it comes in. I did get a couple things to use with it. One, which are these like kind of like little round kind of stampers that have these Velcro little, I guess, like cotton or little spongy applicators that you can use with them. This is not my absolute favorite tool because it does leave a ring around, but I do love these sponge applicators, and I've used these a lot. In my background, you'll see that video, you'll see me use these in a little bit of a different way to do some stenciling, and I do like that the little sponge applicators, so after you've used them for one color, they actually fit nicely underneath the Distress ink itself to make it nice for storage. So I do like that. So I like these sponge things. I'm just not a huge fan of like the little handle thing that comes with them. So yeah, so those are my Distress inks. Next is going to be the other thing that I've used for backgrounds recently, which are, this is the Jane Davenport Palette Pastel in Chilled, and this is a variety of just really kind of variety of different colors. I also bought the Baton blenders and really enjoyed using these. This is probably my favorite, easiest background technique to use. You'll see me use this, I think I showed you in the Hygge book, how I kind of use these. I use 2 different colors to do the background in that book and really love how it turned out. They're simple and easy. There's, I think, 3 or 4 different palettes that are out now. So you can go and check them out. But yeah, I do like this, and I will probably be looking out for the other two palettes as well to add to my collection. They're nice and compact for storage, real easy, and really fun. Oh, the other thing too, this was kind of to use with my distress inks, and I forgot to show these, are going to be these brushes. These are makeup brushes, but they're very commonly used in crafting. I like these better than the circle tool that I had purchased for the distress inks. These leave less of like an imprint, and they're real nice and easy to use with the distress inks. This set was not very expensive and made distress inks a lot easier to utilize in coloring pages. So I'm very, very happy with that purchase. Just trying to pack everything away. Next, these are really, really awesome. So these are the Sakura jelly roll glaze. These are the kind of the glossy colors. They give a glossy finish, and I have a set of the black, and I absolutely love them for accents, and I really wanted to get the set of the whole different colors, and I especially wanted this clear one too. I really like using the glossy accents to like do eyes and stuff like that, but I thought the pen might be a little bit more precise. And I saw Danny Buttons use these, I think, on like Bubbles or something in a page that she did recently, and was like, oh, I need to get the set of these because I do really, really like them. And I'm starting to use more and more accents on my coloring pages, even my color by number pages. And so I thought these are going to be really, really nice to add to my jelly roll collection. I have quite the set of jelly rolls thus far. This is a whole bunch of different ones. I have the kind of the white number 8 jelly rolls. I have a whole bunch of the metallics, especially when I was filling in the line work on Jade Summer. I have some of the Stardust ones, and then I have just the other regular metallics. So yeah, so these will be added to my jelly roll collection of pens, which I love. And then last but not least was also something enabled that I was enabled by with Danny Buttons. This is called Deco Tape or decorative tape. Basically, it's very similar to washi style tape. They had this for 50% off at Hobby Lobby, and so it was pretty cheap. And so I have some different plans for using this for coloring pages, but also for other types of organizational methods just around kind of around my house, and also for labeling different markers. So I also thought, like, you know, like with my Copic markers that I'm going to be labeling, I thought it would be nice to use this to label my markers and number them as opposed to just using stickers. So I may see how this works, or I may just save this for something else, but I really like the look of these on some of the coloring pages to add different types of borders. So I figured I would pick myself up a pack. So with that being said, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll see you next time. Bye.